Good afternoon. My name is Alina Shaltsova. I am an immigration attorney from Brooklyn, New York. I have an exciting news for you. DV lottery started today and is going to continue until November 4th, noon, standard Eastern time. So DV lottery is an opportunity for many to come to the United States when they do not have an employer or a family member or do not have millions of dollars to invest into the United States economy. And here I provide some tips and reminders about DV lottery rules. Well, first of all, when you would like to play DV lottery, you do not have to actually pay anybody any money. It is free. Some websites provide some assistance for small or large fees, but I have to warn you about something. Those websites very often collect your information years in advance and do not update it. And your information in that DV lottery questionnaire must be updated, including pictures and especially pictures for your children. Because any inconsistencies in DV lottery entries and old pictures will disqualify you and your family members from being able actually to collect that lottery that you may win. So it's very important to make sure that you provide accurate marital status, accurate status as to your children, if you have any, sons or daughters included, okay? Updated photos, and the rest of the information that the questionnaire asks. Very important, and it's free. Second point, people ask me, if I'm in the United States, shall I still play the DV lottery? Of course, why not? What is the damage to it? Well, here is the thing. Many people usually ask this question after they've been here for a while, and they're not sure again if they will be able to collect on that lottery if they win it. But I say, listen, you play it if your country qualifies, and then you will see if you can or cannot collect on that lottery, okay? Well, first of all, if you're in lawful status in the United States, you will be able to adjust your status most likely. Lawful status usually is going to be something like a student visa or a H-1B visa, for example. If you overstayed a visa that was provided to you for a duration of stay, you still will be able to get benefit of the DV lottery, but for that, you will have to travel outside of the United States and come back. For example, if you overstayed something like F visa, J visa, some diplomatic visas, of course, at the time when you will be able to dealing with that procedure specifically, you will have to recheck the rules again, because as we know from a couple of years ago, the rules about overstaying certain visas and accumulating unlawful presence were changing, okay? First, the government said that they're going to count the time when the person overstayed their J, F, or M status as unlawful presence, and then the district court reversed it, federal court reversed it and stated, no, you're incorrect, that time should not be counted towards unlawful presence. So in my mind, it's still worth it to play and see what's going to happen with that situation. So lawful status, check if you have any unlawful presence at all. Maybe you don't because you overstayed something that was granted to you for duration of stay. Maybe you filed for asylum claim and you had asylum pending claim for the time, for certain time, and you filed it the way that you didn't accumulate more than 180 days of unlawful presence. So if you depart the United States to collect that immigrant visa based on DV lottery, you will not be barred to come back due to unlawful presence. All right, that's very important. So I would suggest that if you do win, you check with an attorney in this particular situation. And another situation, maybe you can qualify for a waiver. Perhaps somebody overstayed a long time ago, all right? They do not have the duration of stay protection. They did not file for asylum, they just stayed here. But now their parents are here. Parents cannot sponsor them because they cannot sponsor an adult son or daughter, those who are over 21, unless they're subject to 245I protection usually. Parents cannot sponsor those people if they fell out of status without a waiver, all right? But petition by the parents may be pending for a very long time, okay? And if you win a lottery now, you will be able to collect it faster with a waiver than you would be waiting for your parent or sibling to sponsor you. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And last point about DV lotteries that I would like to make today. Contrary to the most beliefs by most, a winner of the DV lottery is not excluded from the public charge provision of the United States immigration laws. It is true that the person is not required to submit an affidavit of support, but it doesn't mean that the public charge is not going to be applied to them. And it's very, very important to know about that, okay? Because right now, the landscape of public charge and how the consulates are trying not to allow people to come to the United States is changing. And you need to keep it in mind that they will use something called totality of circumstances approach to you. If you do not have a job at the time when you apply for an immigrant visa, you exhibited some patterns of unemployment or relying on state benefits, that may be taken into consideration, as long as also as health issues. However, I would suggest not to be afraid of that, not to be discouraged, and try your luck, and you will deal with the issues later. As long as you didn't commit misrepresentation, you were truthful on your application, anybody can take their luck with the DV lottery. And you can read more about DV lottery issues on our website, www.shaltsova.com. Thank you.